Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome to our 16th day of our Month of Mod celebration, and today, we're looking at yet another Company of Heroes mod. I didn't know this mod existed until partway through actually doing this series, and then somebody recommended it to me, and it sounded really interesting, so I just had to check it out. And as soon as I checked it out, I decided that this has to go on the list. Anyway, the Company of Heroes mod we're talking about today is a mod called Modern Combat. So the title of Modern Combat is pretty self-explanatory. What it does is it takes the Company of Heroes engine and modernizes it, and gives us two new modern armies to play with. We've got, of course, the Army of the United States of America, and they're going to be facing off against the Army of the People's Republic of China. And these armies are, of course, equipped to the specs of the modern day armies, so you've got a considerable amount of new toys to play with in Modern Combat. You've got modern iconic tanks going at it, such as the M1 Abrams and the Type 59. You've got new squads of infantry equipped with assault rifles rather than bolt-action or semi-automatic rifles, various amounts of rocket batteries and versatile machine gun troops. You even get to dabble a little bit in aerial combat because the Americans get some aerial toys to play with, such as a helicopter which can come in and rain down destruction, provided you choose the appropriate doctrine. Speaking of doctrines for a second, just like every other army in Company of Heroes, the Americans and the Chinese have three unique doctrines apiece to choose from. The Americans have an aerial dominance doctrine, which, as I alluded to before, allows you to call in some powerful air power, an armored warfare doctrine, which focuses on powerful armored vehicles, and a close area combat doctrine, which allows you to call in some elite infantry units, such as Green Berets. The Chinese, on the other hand, have doctrines which are a little bit more unconventional. You have the asymmetrical warfare doctrine, which focuses in on giving your units upgrades to allow them to fight a more guerrilla style of warfare. You also have the future is near doctrine, which allows you to get your hands on some fancy new upgrades and advanced vehicles. And lastly, you have the total mobilization doctrine, which focuses in on making sure that you have enough numbers to completely overwhelm your opponents. So now that you have all these toys all slammed together, what's the experience you get? Well, the experience you get is a lot like Company of Heroes, except there are more bullets, there are more explosions, and the already breakneck speed of Company of Heroes combat is noticeably increased, which is, pardon the pun, a blast. Though I do have one nitpick when it comes to this mod, and just like some of these other mods that I've talked about, it comes in at the voices. Mainly, it's the fact that the Chinese have the same voices as the Americans, except sometimes they have a German announcer for no reason. And that really breaks the immersion of the mod for me. What they should do is they should lift some of the Chinese voices from Command & Conquer Generals. For example, when you click on your engineer, he can say, "China will go larger," or "Building the Chinese Empire." Then, when you click on your Chinese infantry, they can say, "The People's Republic of China!" Then, when you click on your Type 59, he can say, "Storage tanks, sailed." Or, if the mod creators ever watch this, they're more than welcome to just sample my voice and place it over the Chinese units. And then, you know what? No more work to do beyond that. You're done. Actually, now I've thought of something else. What you should do is you should make another army, but make it a replica of the GLA army from Command & Conquer Generals. Then, essentially the game can just be a more realistic Command & Conquer Generals with the Company of Heroes engine, which I think would be awesome. It also gives someone an excuse to reuse my favorite RTS quote of all time, which is, "AK-47s for everyone!" Okay, wrapping up now. But seriously, this mod is fantastic, really professionally done, and packs a ton of new content into Company of Heroes. And if you're a fan of that fast-paced modern style of combat, then this mod is a no-brainer to download and check out. So I hope you've enjoyed this overlook of Modern Combat for Company of Heroes, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow for another fantastic mod. And until then, this has been Joseph Bisbranovich Stalin, signing off for now, and saying, "AK-47s for everyone!"